Hey, I'm Daniel, and I've been an addict for 1 year. I've been trying hard to get off my addiction with crystal meth, but I'm very addicted. I've been to rehab.
Daniel has a constant struggle to get away from his addiction. The scientific name of crystal methamphetamine, also known as crystal meth, tina, shards, glass, crystal meth, and more, is one of the more dangerous drugs. It has a crystal clear look to it and can also be powder, and the main colors are clear and white.
This drug creates long-lasting effects on my body. It builds up my confidence and gives me a big rush every time I had used it. Teens and adults usually take it to wake up and build confidence. It also makes you think that there are bugs crawling on your skin, but nothing is there. They're usually injected, smoked, or snorted. Smoking or injecting the drug delivers it quicker to the brain. It is one of the most addictive drugs and mostly causes people to be aggressive and age faster.
Amphetamine and methamphetamine was first made in 1887 in Germany, and it was easy to make. It was then developed in Japan in 1919. The crystalline powder was soluble in water, making it perfect for injection. Methamphetamine went into wide use during World War II. It was used to keep the soldiers awake. The chemical formula for crystal meth is 10 atoms of carbon, 15 atoms of hydrogen, and 1 atom of nitrogen. This is the structure for crystal meth. As you can see, crystal meth looks like shards of glass with a crystal clear look to it, and also has a really rough look to it.
Okay, what do you think crystal meth is?
So crystal meth is a strong drug that's highly addictive. I believe it's rated as one of the most addictive and dangerous drugs because of how it affects your body and your mind. I'm not sure if I don't think it's a narcotic. I think it kind of has some effects of a stimulant. And maybe hallucinogenic effects as well, but I'm not exactly sure.
What happens to your brain when you are addicted?
When you're addicted, okay, so I believe that meth kind of utilizes the reward pathway. So the dopamine reward system is hijacked, and so the brain is. I'm not sure if it over-releases dopamine, and so you have this euphoric feeling, the high, and then when that fades, you seek that again. But it's much stronger than anything that naturally can produce like that good feeling. So food, relationships, etc. Produce dopamine, but with meth, you have this like hyper natural like sensation, so you want to have that high as opposed to a natural high.
Do you know of any side effects of crystal meth?
Yes, I believe it affects your salivary glands, so you have meth mouth. So without salivary glands, your teeth will start to get like infected, and your teeth will fall out. Also, people with meth like lose their priorities, so they don't really worry about like things like your teeth falling out. They don't care about that. Meth bugs as well. Like people will scratch at themselves, so they feel like there's like this tingly feeling, or maybe like a tactile sensation of bugs crawling on you. So they'll pick at their skin and scratch themselves. And all the other effects of like not caring about yourself. So they won't eat very much. The appearance kind of goes away, etc.
What do you think are some typical or the most common ways people usually ingest crystal meth?
Crystal meth. I believe it's injected. I think you can smoke it as well. I think those are the two major ones.
Do you think you can get addicted to crystal meth on the first try?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it's genetic. But you don't know. You don't know if it's in your genes, and so yes.
Do you think there's any audience crystal meth is targeted towards?
An audience?
Like who's the general like people who take crystal meth in your opinion?
I think it's pretty broad. I think it could be like young people, like high schoolers, and I think it could be like professionals. But I don't think people live very long once you're like addicted. So I think generally you won't have older users because your life kind of falls apart. You die.
What's the difference between regular meth and crystal meth other than it being in crystal form?
Oh jeez, I don't know that. The difference between regular meth and crystal meth, other than the crystal form, I don't know. I would be guessing.
Statistically, how many people do you think die from crystal meth use annually?
A lot. The number actually. I'd be
Well,
thinking
just
guess
like
too.
in general, do you have like an idea, or just because like you said a lot?
Like,
so.
yeah, I think because of its categorization by the DEA, I think it's like a huge problem. So probably more than a lot of other drugs, even combined.
Do you know any medicine uses for crystal meth? Oh, medical, sorry.
Medical uses
Or like medicinal.
for crystal meth. I don't. I mean, jeez. I'm not sure if it's a narcotic, and if it is, then it would be a painkiller. But like an opiate. But I don't know if it is.
In what ways does crystal meth affect your body long term?
So I think it affects once again like your dopamine pathways. So long term is that's blunted, so you don't feel the effects of normal like pleasure. Once again, relationships, food, other things that people find pleasure in aren't gonna be enough anymore. So I think that permanently changes your brain.
Last question: does crystal meth produce hallucinations?
Yes, I know it does. I'm not sure if they're auditory, but I know that there are at least like tactile hallucinations, like you feel things that aren't there, and you do have false thoughts, but I'm not sure if you actually see stuff.